Hey guys, so we're from Tulip, Julia Cuffman from Tulip Conference in San Francisco, and I have Ryan here from EOSArt.io. Ryan, can you tell us a little about your company and how you started out?
Sure. Well, EOSArt.io is actually a website we're starting. It hasn't really launched yet. The vision is sort of an art exchange marketplace. My company is Manifest Glassworks. I'm a glass blower by trade. I've been blowing glass for over 20 years, and that's sort of my primary.
And here's a business card, guys, for anyone that's interested. And before we begin, also, let me show you some of the artwork that we have behind us. So we have some glassware here. Ryan, do you want to give us a little tutorial of what I'm looking at?
Well, some of this art I made is based on the chestahedron, which is like sort of the EOS logo.
Okay.
It's a sacred geometry form, and I just sort of started making those as kind of a art project.
All right, so this one right here, this is the EOS symbol, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
And it's called the chestahedron.
And
so.
And how did you start making EOS symbols?
I am just passionate about EOS, and it's a cool. It represents the heart in sacred geometry. It's sort of a powerful symbol, and a lot of people are really passionate about EOS. So there's sort of a market for art, and it was just something I was passionate about and wanted to do. So some EOS, actually some folks from the EOS tribe group saw my art and gave me the opportunity to come here and show it off.
Okay, that's great. And how did you start even getting into glass blowing? How did that become a profession for you?
Probably over 20 years ago, as a sort of a traveler, it suited my lifestyle of working for myself.
Okay.
And, sort of being my own boss and being able to make an art, of things that I believe in and what represented my lifestyle at the time.
Okay. And I mean, these pieces are beautiful. Like, let me put it up a little bit. Can you tell us a little bit about what goes into the process of making this?
It's made from borosilicate, and then I sandblast them, and then they're oil painted. And they're actually, some of them are just oil paint, some of them are oil paint and some spray paint, some of them are all spray paint. It's actually they're actually all sort of mixed media.
Okay.
And it's just they're all sort of their own kind of theme. They all have their own feel, and they're all kind of one of a kind. Similar to this art that I did is like spray paint on glass, and it's just my own sort of representation of the EOS logo with spray paint.
And how long does it take you to make one of these pieces?
It actually is kind of time consuming. I probably individually each piece has at least a few hours worth of work into it.
Okay.
Between actually making the glass and then the after, what we call the cold work, which is all the like sandblasting and painting and all that. It's a pretty time consuming process, but I enjoy it, and it's something different to do, and I like making art, so.
It's beautiful.
Well,
it really is. And then. So you told me a little bit about your company before this interview began. So for our viewers, EOSArt.io, which is your vision to establish basically a community art exchange for artists to get on your platform. Can you tell me a little bit about how you envision your vision?
Okay. Well, I guess you could think of it sort of as a Etsy meets Instagram on the blockchain kind of thing. And so it's what I envision is sort of a place where people are free to post their art and sell their art without discrimination.
Okay. Interesting.
Censorship resistant art marketplace.
I like
for
it.
all things art, digital art and otherwise.
I mean, we're here at a blockchain-centered conference, and you have artwork with blockchain trademarks on them, and then you also have this idea for establishing a blockchain exchange, a blockchain-focused exchange for art. But what brought you to this conference? How did you decide to go? How did you get connected?
Like I said, it was like the folks from EOS Tribe actually invited me to come here, and really I'm here for sort of the networking.
Okay.
And really just to be part of it. I mean, like I said, I'm like a fan of EOS, and there's some speakers here like Thomas Cox, who was actually involved with the governance of the actual EOS platform. He was like involved with writing the constitution for EOS.
Oh wow!
So he'll be speaking
Thomas
tomorrow.
Cox.
Yeah, he's kind of a hero for as
all
far
right,
as
we'll
EOS
tune
is
in.
concerned. Yeah, and so just for all those reasons, and I'm just a blockchain or cryptocurrency enthusiast in general.
Right.
So being here is awesome. It's a great opportunity.
So before we began, you told me you're a big EOS fan, and as you did right now, and we asked, it's a little bit of a loaded question, but why EOS? Can you give me a few minutes on why EOS? If you can condense your hours and hours of knowledge into a few minutes.
I would just say that it's the evolution, it kind of, I guess, to sum it up, it started with Bitcoin, and there's a use case, and then of course Ethereum made all these other things possible, and it's great, and smart contracts are awesome, but the way that Ethereum has its own sort of limitations as far as scaling. EOS addresses a lot of those sort of things that are the shortcomings.
Of scaling.
And
how?
Also, well, because they're it's like a transactions per second kind of thing. It really is what it comes down to. With Ethereum, you had CryptoKitties that sort of like shut down their slowed it to a crawl. When you have 15 transactions per second, you're not going to be able to launch something like a Facebook or any other thing that requires lots of transactions per second, let alone multiple apps running simultaneously that need multiple transactions per second.
I see.
So not only does EOS solve the scaling issue, but there's a ton of things, but ultimately I think that it comes down to is free is always better than fees. And to do anything on the Ethereum blockchain, you're spending money in gas, and it costs money just to broadcast something on the Ethereum blockchain, whereas EOS doesn't. EOS is free. And free is always better.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
All right. Pleasure working with you.